Welcome to Cardinal Sports, and this is Sports Center for Cardinal Sports. I'm your host, Sabur Tahir. Today we have an exciting lineup filled with highlights and some interviews. First, let's recap though. Lawrence, the golf team, finished with the overall record of 8-8. Meanwhile, the boys lacrosse team had a really successful season, improving on their record from 7-8 from last year to 11-6 this year. It was an impressive season, and they played really well. They had a really nice offense, and they really, flipped the switch this year. And also, they had a new head coach. Their final game was against Rumson Fairhaven with a score of 2-18, in which they were defeated in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we have the boys lacrosse team here with us today. We have Alex Marion and Aiden Edwards here today. So, let's begin. So I got a couple of questions from you guys. I like the way you guys played. Really, flipped the switch from last year. You guys played a lot better. What were some of your successes from this season?
I think this season a big part of our really how well we did came from the new assistant coach we got, Coach Dingwall. He really just brought more intensity to practice. He gave us a lot more offensively. And allowed our other coach Brennan, to focus on the defense and help us work with that.
So this assistant coach, he helped you with with changing the plays. Anything else really he did? How he flipped the switch a bit.
He just really brought more energy. You see him on the sideline jumping up and down. He just got guys pumped to play, and when you're excited to play, you play a lot better, a lot more fluid.
So what were some downfalls to the season?
I think some downfalls of the season was our confidence going on out of division games. We think there was some unbeatable monster, and we realized we can play with them, but it's already too late. An example of that would be our Hopewell game. First quarter, they scored 10 goals on us. They only scored 3 the rest of the game. We were almost caught up to them. If we play how we did the rest of the game, besides that first quarter, I think we could have beat them.
And really, how'd the offense perform this season?
I think the offense played pretty well. I'm not an offensive player. I play defense, so I don't know what they do at practice, but it obviously works. Yeah.
They just really dodging well, shooting well, everything for them just kind of fell into place as the season came along.
How did the defense perform this season?
I think defense performed pretty well. On our out-division games, we lacked confidence. We played a lot of defense. We never gave up. We had lockdown, man-down defense. That's about it.
Just everything they did was right. Their man-down was good. Guys were confident. They were going out, taking their matchups, and really just after a while they were just picking the other team's offensive play.
And Aiden, as the goalie, how much pressure were you on really throughout the season?
I didn't have that much pressure because I have the defensive guys in front of me. They get more stops than I do. The whole game, they're the ones out there getting the ground balls, making the big hits. I'm just the last line of defense. So it's really it's them who are getting all the important plays.
So what was your favorite game this season, considering that you guys did really well?
Favorite game? Probably the first Steiner game when we beat them in overtime. Steiner and us, it's a big rivalry. Every time we play them, it's a close game. It's physical. It was a low-scoring game. There was a lot of transition stuff, and we ended up going to overtime, and we were able to get the ball in their net and take home the win.
Alex, what was your favorite?
My favorite game was our second Steiner game because unfortunately I had a concussion for the first Steiner game, so I couldn't play. That game, we did a lot better. We fixed the mistakes we made the first Steiner game, and it was very physical, very fast. You couldn't make a mistake. It would have been a goal for the other team.
What are some things you guys are really looking to improve on from this season on to next season?
Next season, I think a big thing with Alex is just guys getting bigger, get faster, just work more on not necessarily lacrosse-specific stuff, but more just getting, better shape, bigger, more endurance, all that stuff. So that way it's easier to work with the actual, stick in your hand and all that.
Because during the season, we don't really lift weights. We just do stick skills. So our stick skills are always being developed throughout the season. We never have a chance to get stronger, get really faster, besides our conditioning at the end of practice, which is more endurance and speed.
Mm-hmm. During the early season, there was a lot of inclement weather. How did that really affect your season? You weren't having a lot of good practices because of the inclement weather. You couldn't practice outside. So playing inside, how did that really change the field?
I think it really affected our ground ball game because from trying to scoop up a ball on the gym floor, then turf, it's a very different. like you have to go more lower. If you know how to scoop lacrosse, you gotta go very low, try and get on the gym floor, which I think overall helped us on the field because we got more ground balls than any other team for all of our games pretty much.
Yeah, we just had to work a lot harder. Like you said, with the ground balls, it just forced us to work harder when we were finally outside and when we were finally playing. Inside, it was just everything's close. I think it helped develop our stick skills more. You had to catch the ball, get rid of it. You couldn't really hold on to it. It sucks playing in the gym, but being inside, it ultimately allows us to improve some things that maybe we wouldn't have hit if we were practicing outside the whole season.
And what were like some of your motivations throughout the season?
Motivation, I think a big motivation is when we play the out-of-division teams. I mean, our division personally, I mean, we do pretty well each year playing it. What we really look for is those out-of-division games, Mercer County tournament, states. And that's really our goal is when those games come up is to get out there and really scrap it up and get a win.
And then, how did winning the division, really affect you guys?
I think this gave us more confidence going outside for out-of-conference games. Helped us win a couple games, not helped us win. Helped us with those games, helped us have more confidence, prove that we are good as we think we are.
If you couldn't play lacrosse, what other sports would you normally play?
Are we talking about like other seasonal sports or spring sports?
Or like, any sport in general?
I'm a 3-sport athlete. I play football and I wrestle also. So those are sports I'd probably do if I wasn't playing lacrosse.
I'm not a 3-sport athlete. I only play lacrosse, but if I could play another sport, maybe baseball, maybe soccer, something like that. If I was good at it, I'm not incredible at either one, but if I was able to be good at a sport, yeah, probably one of the two of those.
One of the two of those, that's really well. And Alex, because you're a multi-sport player, how does those other sports, contribute to lacrosse?
I think overall contributes to my conditioning, my strength. Football being in the weight room and wrestling all my endurance from having to run in the pool room trying to cut weight and maintain my weight for matches. So I think it helps overall my athletic ability. And with wrestling and football, it helps me stay low in my defensive stance from squatting with football and being my linebacker and lineman stance, and wrestling staying in my wrestling stance.
And honestly speaking, what is your favorite sport?
Lacrosse all the way.
Lacrosse?
Yeah.
I see. So, if there was one thing you would really want to change about this season, like one small thing, what would it be?
Probably our Hopewell game. I think we could have won that game if we didn't have that first quarter.
I just think it was out of division games that were close. You just go back and play it again because now we know that we could have been close the whole time. And in the beginning, like you said earlier, we always kind of let it get away. So, just those games where it was close, but it was for some reason the first quarter we let it let the other team get more ahead than they should have. Just something like that.
I would also say the out-of-conference games, also, it was slightly a little bit better. Like, last year you guys were really struggling with the out-of-conference games this year. And what was so different? I mean, again, you had the assistant coach. But what made those out-of-conference games a little different, like a tiny bit different this year?
I mean, there definitely was a difference from last year and this year out-of-division. I mean, we won 2 out-of-division games. The other ones were pretty close. I just think it was guys showing confidence. And everybody was where they needed to be. Everybody wasn't playing nervous. They were just going all out, and that's what we need every game.
What is your now number one motivation, throughout the off-season for the lacrosse and all the sports?
I want to go farther in states for lacrosse. We always do poorly our first state game. I want to go farther in states. I want to try and get a state title.
And how did this loss in states really motivate? Does it motivate you guys?
Yeah,
it motivates me to be better because it shows that those teams can be that good. We can be just as good, or even better.
I see. What was for successes this season? Is there anything that you want to hope continues on to next season?
I think the tradition of us being top dogs in our division, just having the intensity we do at practice.
A lot of intensity, the commitment of the guys. Everybody comes out wanting to practice. Excited when the games come. They're excited to get out there. Just that mental aspect.
What is one thing that'll be really different about next year? I mean, you guys are probably going to be losing some seniors, so how is that going to really affect you guys?
I mean, we're losing some pretty important people like Ryan Morris, who was our top offensive player in that grade, and Christian Lewicki, losing him on defense. But I think that people are going to step up and take those spots.
I see. Also, you guys were the newly elected captains, so how does that, make you guys feel, for next season?
just gets me more excited, being able to really push the guys to get out there, get the captain's practice going this summer, just being able to really be vocal and get the guys going.
All right. Anything else you would like to say about,
Go Cardinals.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Round of applause for the lacrosse team. They did a wonderful job this season, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Savoy, for the interview.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have golf. So golf, really, the season, I didn't even know we had a golf team. No offense. So it's surprising that we have one of the players here. So really, how did your season go?
Well, we improved a lot since last year and the year before. 2 years ago, we were 2-14, one of the worst teams in the CVC for golf. But now we've become respectable. We went 8-8. A big part of that was our new home course, Trent Country Club. It's really tough for opposing teams to come in and win. So, yep.
That was well. What were really some of your downfalls? Your personal downfalls and maybe the team's downfalls?
Personally, I'm not sure. I mean, it was just inconsistency. Part of that was that we didn't get that many reps early because terrible weather in March. So it took till the end of the season for me to start rounding into form. One example of that is my best round of the year was the last one. So it was just that's one of the problems with having golf in spring, because in March the weather is terrible and couldn't get any reps. So
what was the strongest or best part of your play?
Well, I could speak golf specific, but I don't know if most viewers will understand that. But
please.
Okay. Well, my irons improved a lot since last year. I hit them further and more crisp. My driver got a lot straighter since last year, and short game was all right. If anyone understood that viewing, you're welcome.
What was the, downfall of your plays?
Just general inconsistency and not committing a lot. It's one of the keys in golf is you have to commit to every shot to hit it to the best of your ability, and sometimes I just didn't do that, and that was a problem many times.
Really, what is something you're looking forward to improve on next season?
Just everything, man. I'm gonna get a lot of reps in this summer. I'm gonna try to play golf at least 2 or 3 times a week over the summer, if I have the time. Another thing with golf being in spring is that we practice most in summer, so we go normally on hiatus until around March, when golf picks up again. So I'm going to try to play golf more during the winter next season, so hopefully it's warmer.
So are you looking forward to what are you going to do, again in the off season? You're going to reps and all that, but what's the main goal of the off season for you?
Get in a better shape, because I've always been relatively out of shape. I've tried to hit it far despite not being very strong. So hopefully next year I'll be able to hit it far because I'm strong, hit the weight room and all that.
And as a team, what were some of the struggles, again, besides inconsistent, really what's the main struggle?
Well, part of it was inexperience. Half our team is underclassmen, so, and we had no seniors, so, there wasn't all that much experience on the team. There's still a lot of youth, and even some of the upperclassmen, they haven't been playing golf that long. Jack O'Reilly just started, for example, or Jeff Demasi only started playing golf 2 years ago. So kind of inexperience, but that'll get better with time, as inexperience often does.
And I heard Coach Lineman, was he a new coach or?
Well, Coach Lineman has been an assistant coach for golf for a while, but since Coach Yee got promoted, he became the head coach. Lineman did. And he has a different coaching style from Coach C. He's a lot more involved, I would say, than Coach C. And but yeah, he's a good coach.
And do you think Coach Lyman's involvement really changed, the whole feel of the game?
I wouldn't say it completely changed the feel of the game, but it definitely did. Like the difference was like palpable. It was different than being under Z.
I see. Anything else you would like to say to the viewers?
Go Cards.
All right, thank you. Sit down. That's that. So thank you for watching the LTPS Sports Center. Again, in the future, we will make this show better. Suggestions, anything at all, leave down in the comment section below. Or, any general interviews. I'm Sabor Tahir, your host. And we thank you for watching this show.